Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of Sippin with Steven. Today we are here with Bryan Marx, my go-to mortgage lender of Gershman Mortgage, and we are going to be making the Mortgage Marx cocktail. So join us right now and get some information on what's happening with the mortgage industry. Hi everyone, and welcome Bryan Marx to Sippin with Steven.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So we are going to be making the Mortgage Marx cocktail, and Bryan is a very big whiskey bourbon drinker, and this
connoisseur, if you will.
Connoisseur. According to the in mortgage, you probably need a couple of drinks too to get through
Several
some of the
per
deals. So we're gonna be making this cocktail, and while he's gonna be talking, I'm gonna be muddling half of a blood orange and some mint. But Bryan, tell us a little bit about what are you seeing in this current real estate market and on the mortgage side?
Sure, so let's talk about that a little bit. A couple things, first to remember, the toughest part is how do I get my finance offer accepted? And there's a couple things you can do to help elevate your offer above the game. We underwrite our loans up front, so when you're going to us, it's a pre-approval. You don't have to worry about your financing falling apart. So if you want to move up that closing date faster than 30 days, you can do that. That'll help give us a better shot. Shortening that financing contingency to maybe 15 days as opposed to a standard 30 can help elevate your offer as well. We can absolutely do that. Some things as well is just let me know if you've made an offer. I'm gonna call that listing agent, let them know how well qualified you are. So hopefully I can tug at their heartstrings a little bit. So basically every little thing we can do to help get your offer accepted, we wanna help you do that. And then a couple of things to keep in mind is I guess some issues going on with the market right now. And everybody knows kind of the black sheep in the industry right now is the appraisals. And everybody's talking about them. It seems like properties aren't appraising left and right, and there's kind of a little bit of a gap in the market because properties have been appreciating so fast and their values are going up so fast. But when an appraiser does a appraisal, they're gonna look at what's sold in the past. So a lot of times right now, properties are selling so fast and they're getting bid up so fast that the comps can't catch up. So when you're making an offer, make sure you go in, you have your game plan. If it does come in low, you've already figured out what you're gonna do so that you're not just left all of a sudden getting a surprise one day when your lender calls you and says, hey, your appraisal came in low, unfortunately, because the market's gone up so fast that the comps haven't caught up. So that's very, very important to keep in mind. Have your game plan when it comes to the appraisals, because that is a pretty big issue that it seems like almost everybody's overcoming right now in the market.
Yeah. So when I write an offer, I like to problem solve before it becomes a problem. People hear me say that line all the time. And what I do is we're seeing in the offer, whenever there's a possible scenario that could go wrong, is when I write the offer, I find a solution for it. And I write some really creative offers. And I always put in a buffer for an appraisal. So if someone is getting financing, I talk to my client and we can kind of restructure maybe their loan type. If they're doing 5 or 10 or 20% down, we can kind of adjust the down payment to then leave that extra profit or leave the extra money that the client has as an appraisal gap coverage. So say if the appraisal comes in low, the seller already knows that we're offering $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 over appraised value up until contracted price. But what's happening is with appraisals is that I think people are worried that the market's growing too fast here in Tampa, but I personally don't think so. I think that what's happening is people that I'm getting as buyers, they're paying cash for the appraisal gaps. So people do have that equity in their home. And then also too, what are you experieing with that? What do you think that's gonna
we
happen
are
with the
seeing a
market?
lot of people pay the difference in appraisal gaps right now.
Okay.
A lot of people that don't really have the cash available, we are seeing some of those contracts get canceled because they just don't have the money to cover the gap. And a lot of times the sellers say, you know what, it doesn't matter. We've got 5 other offers, so we're just gonna go back to one of those people if you don't have the money. So it is kind of a void in the market right now. It's definitely challenging, that's for sure. But, I feel optimistic that it's just a little bump in the road and we'll be past it soon enough.
I agree. And I think that, the Tampa real estate market has been undervalued too for a while. And I think that we're definitely catching up to the rest of Florida, like South Florida and Sarasota, where we were able to buy some waterfront property for under $500,000, and now those days are long gone. But 2-3 years ago, you were able to buy Dana Shores for under $5, and now you can't. So, it's a good time in the market though, and
we are catching up.
We are catching up. So what I did is I muddled half of a blood orange, some mint, and then we're gonna be putting in 2 ounces of Maker's Mark.
Maker's Marx.
Maker's Marks. I'm making 2 cocktails, so I'm not like Sandra Lee over here just pouring my life away. And we are going to shake it up. This glass is a little scary. Like it's gonna explode all over the kitchen. So we have our fancy lightning cups, and Bryan is a huge fan of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And what do you?
We're gonna win the Stanley Cup again.
You think so?
Yeah. Of course we are.
I think we are too. I think that you were at the game last night, right?
Yep, I was.
So Bryan was at the game last night, and it was an amazing game.
Mm-hmm. That was incredible. 5-1.
5-1. And so we are seeing that. I'm gonna strain a little bit of this. I'm not a big fan of dark alcohol, and I make that very publicly known. So hopefully this tastes good. I totally left out the bourbon or the maple syrup. We're having this without maple syrup, but you're supposed to put in 2 ounces of maple syrup. I was too busy excited talking about mortgages to throw it in there. But you can try that. I don't really know. I took all the grapefruit. I'm just gonna take this out and dig it out. What do you think? I'm not a big fan, but definitely needs the maple syrup.
Definitely needs the maple syrup.
This will definitely.
It's a little bit bitter.
It's a little.
Give me a little splash.
A little splash?
Yep.
We'll put it in there.
There you go.
We'll do a little splash of that, a little splash of this. Just use the muddler, just throw it in there. Like, I don't really care. There we go. You're stealing the thunder.
If it's not right the first time, let's do it again. Cheers.
So, cheers. Thank you so much for your tidbits of mortgage wisdom that we need. And so,
it's really good with the maple syrup.
Yeah.
Yep. Game changer.
100%.
Much better.
Okay, you definitely do not forget to leave the maple syrup out. It makes a huge difference in the cocktail. But if you have any questions about mortgage lending, refinancing, new loans, like anything that you need, mortgages, Bryan's my go-to lender. I absolutely adore him. He is one of the hardest working people that I know. So I'm so thankful to have him in my life and to help all of my clients achieve their real estate goals. So if you're looking to have a Mortgage Marks cocktail with Bryan and go over a pre-approval, give him a call. His information will be attached. And if you have any questions, let us know. But get ready for episode 2 of Sippin' with Steven coming very soon. So take care, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hey, guys.